Alright guys, it is Saturday morning, later morning. I'm done with my main workout of the day. I just had a lot of reps of body weight exercises, squats, push-ups. I did the squats and push-ups with the 20-pound weighted vest, and I did some not great looking pull-ups, recline rows, hanging leg raises, and then ended with some tire flips. But it's the last day of the week. For those that don't know, I do train pretty much 7 days a week. I have like a strength program. I'm doing a bodybuilding program as well as a body weight program, and I throw in conditioning where I can. Later today, I'll be meeting with one of the sport performance coaches that focuses on sprint and speed programming and movements, and so I'll be meeting with him at the field to go over some good techniques and movements, just so I can better be prepped for my own teams that I'll be training with. But I don't go crazy with my training. Well, compared to others it is, but I mainly do it just to be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically strong. It's like medicine most doctors won't prescribe, but it's a way that I have control over my day, control over my mind, and I'm human, so I always make mistakes, and my wife would agree with me there. I can be very irritable, but I'm human and I'm doing my best. Main lessons about this week that I've learned, maybe not necessarily learned, but it got reinforced. A good leader is always doing the work. A good leader sets the example, is willing to get their hands dirty, isn't the one that's sitting in the chair. This week, the sport performance director and the sport performance assistant director were on their hands and knees, wiping down equipment, cleaning equipment, putting equipment away, but just like everyone else. With that being said, though, I feel like if you're an intern or a professional intern, or even if you're at the bottom of the rankings of leadership, you should definitely be the one that's putting in the work, taking the initiative, getting all of that done. There's a lot of behind the scenes admin, big scheduling and stressors that the director and the assistant director should be worrying about, and it's just a matter of doing your part, because one day, hopefully, if you're at the bottom, you're going to work your way to the top and you have that opportunity. But that's just how companies, businesses, a good team functions. And since I am new, it's like it's important to be a yes man, as in, if you're available, make it work. If they're putting themselves out there to hire you, take you on as a team, then you should be able to be willing to put in the extra work. to help the team out. What's another thing? Ask questions. Another thing is ask questions. Don't be embarrassed to admit when you're wrong. Accept feedback. If you get feedback that you don't understand, ask questions. If that feedback is probably been founded with years of trial and error. So instead of being prideful and egotistical, a lot of strength coaches are. It's okay to admit when you don't know something. And it's okay to ask questions, because there's always going to be something that you know that the team doesn't know. Right? It's a team. You got six backgrounds, 6 different experiences, 6 different brains of knowledge. It's important to use them all as resources for the athletes in the department. And then another tip is a strength and conditioning sport performance intern. And I am a professional intern, so I do get paid a little bit, and I'm expected to work. So it's more of a, you show up and you're performing your job, you're taking on a load, you're expected to coach, expected to already have a knowledge, and then you're also doing the intern stuff of shadowing, asking questions, putting in the work. But like I was saying, as a new coach, it is your duty to be able to understand and demonstrate movements and exercises that you program and have your athletes do. You are a coach. You should understand form. And so my big thing is I need to at least know how to demonstrate something at like an 80% level. Even if it's 75%, that's better than 0% or 15%, right? All of our athletes are looking up to us to do it right, to do it correctly. You can't fake it really well as a strength coach. You either know it or you don't. Or I should say sport performance coach, because we do a lot of speed, agility, conditioning. And I'm not too comfortable coaching those things. So what helps me is ask questions, like I've already said. I add it into my weekly routine. I'm practicing it myself. I'm getting feedback from others. And then, just like I said, later this evening, I'll be working with one of the other sport performance coaches, since he's our speed guy, and just trying to get extra tips and tricks. You can't play the ignorant card in this world. It's in this industry, you don't get paid a lot anyways, especially for the time. And so to move up and have set in stone positions, you have to know what you're doing. You have to set yourself apart. What's your degrees? What certifications do you have? Things like that. So once again, to review these tips, if you're leading, you want to set the example. Good leaders aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. Second is be a yes man, especially as an intern. You do the work. And then third tip, ask questions. Don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong or admit when you don't know something. That's what you have a team for. ask your team, research on your own, right? So 3, don't be ashamed to ask questions. 4, practice what you teach. And this should be a consistent thing. If you're gonna be an intern, you better look like you work out, right? You better be able to demonstrate movements and exercises that you're expecting your athletes to do. You need to live the code, right? If you're educating and you're not setting the example, the rapport and the trust won't be there. Athletes are not going to buy into who you are as a person and as a coach. So, with that being said, little resources that I've been using to study, to gain knowledge. As I've already said, I reach out to my peers. I'm actually studying for my Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist certification through NSCA. That is required to be a strength conditioning coach. And I bought like a fitness prep manual, as well as there's a fitness prep app that has like 2,000 exam test questions, and I've been going through that every day. My goal is to get that all at a point to where I can take the test the next week or 2. And then I personally listen to the A Strong Life podcast made by Zach Evanesh. I'm a part of his underground forum. He just has a lot of resources, information, almost free advices. That's going to help you work with anyone in the fitness industry, but especially as a sport performance coach. I do have a lot of books that I've been scanning through, but I've realized I gotta do the simple things and try to get a 80% knowledge of things before I just overload information and have 20% knowledge. So always educate. There's always something new, and there's always reinforcement that the basics matter. The basics is what gets people strong. The basics is what gets people fast. You want the basics before you start to add in all of these niche or tools or special whatever. So you gotta have a baseline. So as a coach, practice what you preach. Let's get it done. All right, guys. Hope you guys' week went well. On to the next. That's all you can do.